Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Shokugeki no Souma, Sara, or you can call it Food Wars, the 5th plate on episode 12. Whew! What a nice episode, the way how they did it, despite what happened. Like I said, there's a lot of issues throughout this arc, but I think they did a nice job doing an adaptation of this episode. So if anything else, let's just get this started. Mana seems to recognize Souma's dish very well, like she had divine gifting and burst gifting at the same time, and it bursted everybody's clothes, compared to Saiba Asahi's dish. It didn't do that to everyone in the stage. Eventually, Saiba Asahi was really upset, saying how in the hell did my dish lose to yours? No way it could have lost. But Mana says, hey, I'm sure that if Yukihiro Soma's dish wasn't as delicious as it was, you would have won the thing no issue. However, it's true that your dish was good, Saiba Asahi, but apparently I could taste the techniques of countless chefs who woven together in that dish. But once you remove that shell, it was empty. You lacked your own personal flavor, your own essence. It was nothing more than a gloomy atmosphere. You must have realized in your heart. So you decide to take the tools of other people's techniques and use it as your own. You continue to steal knives and never your own. On the other hand, Yukihiro Soma, he made his own flavor. It was the result of everything he learned encountered everyone he's ever known. And we have to it that Yukihiro Soma won no problem, And we have to it that there's something in Yukihiro's mind saying, you kept bragging about how you surpassed Jorichiro, but the image of my dad that I've been chasing ever since I was a kid was way stronger than you could ever be. And of course, Yukihiro Soma won 3-0, and we have to it that Saiba Asahi gives Yukihiro his father's knife, saying, here, I want you to take this to your father. Since I can't get onto the all blue, since I can't reach to the top anymore, I am unworthy of this knife. And Yukihiro's like, no, you won this fair and square, so you have to keep it. So I'm gonna ask you one question though. Why did you want to make Erina your bride so badly? And he ends up thinking back of what Joricho told him back then. In order to become a good chef, the key to becoming a good chef is to find someone you feel like you could offer all your cooking to. That much I can tell you. And we have to it that Saiba Asahi wants to get stronger, but Yukihiro's like, I think there's something more than that, isn't there? And we have to it that Azami seems to sense something in Saiba Asahi that he never sensed anyone before. And we had to it that Saiba Asahi seems to realize what his answer was. The reason why he wants to become stronger is because he ends up looking at the image where Yukihiro and had a mother and a father, and he had no one. He literally had no one. I can't give you guys a lot of detail about Saiba Asahi, but it was always shown in the ending of what happened to him, If you guys been analyzing the ending, etc., you would know that this guy did not have a good, happy childhood, etc. And we have to it that, Saiba Asahi ends up looking at Jorichiro Soma, and Joricho tells him, I'm sure you'll find something what you're looking someday, And no matter what anyone says, I will always be your father when it comes to cooking. And this kind of became a little emotional for me, because despite what Saiba Asahi did, and he became a nasty antagonist to Yukihiro and his friends, he still, it looks like they still did a good job. I mean, he didn't mean no harm. I guess he had he was willing to do anything he can to go look for something, And I think we all know what he wanted anyway. Eventually, we have to it that Saiba Asahi decides to quit the Noir, and then we have to it that Sergeant and the other two subordinates decides to follow Saiba Asahi no matter what, Eventually, Tsukasa and Kuga ends up having a small talk with each other, and they realize they have to motivate themselves to become stronger. While everybody of Yukihiro's friends congratulates Yukihiro, he's very happy knowing that he got it good, But apparently Mana warns Yukihiro, don't think over the top, okay? Your dish was good, but it is nowhere around the realm that I'm looking for. Of all these years that I suffered, keep that in mind. You got a long way to go to even think that your dish is anywhere near. You got it? And you hear someone like, huh? Even though I've earned the gifting and bursting, you sure are greedy. And Of course, everybody hears Mana's speech to Yukihiro saying that you got a long way to go, so you better show me something way good than the one you made. You got it? And we have too that Yukihiro, Souma, and Erina was supposed to say hi, but Erina just ignored him right off the bat. And Yukihiro's like, wonder what's up, you know? And we have to it that Mana and Azumi looks like they know each other well, you know? It's like they argue very badly about what's going on. It's like they are freaking like, you know, husband and wife. But it does show that they are husband and wife. Back then, you know, Azami, we get to know that Azami used to chase Joricho around, but eventually lost his touch in cooking. Mana will later on be the one to help him regain that passion back, and actually worked very, very hard, you know? And we get to know that Azami and Mana do know each other because they spent time together because of Mana Nakari having to get Azami back on his feet, you know? But eventually, you know, we also get to know something else involved, you know? Azami and ends up after having a talk with Mana and all that, you know, we have too that Joricho tells him that there's a reason why I took that boy in, you know. I have a feeling that he was just like you. And we get to know that this boy that Mana tells Azami, you know, as a possessor of the god tongue, I'm able to learn about the chef who created the dish, the feeling inside. But there are times when I can actually visualize the mental state. The first dish I ever tasted from you was an empty, lacking any passion. And the dish I tasted earlier had the same taste, you know? So we have to it that, like, that it was no stranger and it was Saiba Asahi's dish that made it. So we get to know entirely that this guy might have the relation to Azami. That much I can say. That's all I'm going to give you right now, okay? Until then. And I'm pretty sure that was a little minor spoiler ahead, depending on, like, if you analyze it correctly. I mean, you guys might be thinking, okay, you must be talking nonsense. Well, I like to keep it in the down low until it is finally revealed, okay? That much I can tell you. And, of course, knowing that I told you that, it's kind of minor spoiler unless you analyze what I'm trying to say, even though it's very vague. Aside from that, Mana does explain to Azumi that this boy has the same emptiness like you did, you know, of that certain dish. Eventually, we have to it that Erina was very worried about the next match, you know, and eventually we see to it that Yukihiro Souma thinks back of how he gotten where he is today, you know, etc. Not to mention, we also get to know the song that was, I think, in season 2 of Shokugeki no Souma played. I think that was pretty slick, you know. That aside, yeah. We get to see Erina and Souma finally get to go into matches together. But we get to see Saizumon, Erina's grandfather. We get to know what he's been doing all this time, a long time ago. The generation of prodigies. But before I get into that, we get to know that the theme for Yukihiro Souma and Erina is a dish that has never been seen at all. Which I go, oh, this ought to be interesting, you know? And she said, give it all you got, you understand me? And Yukihiro Souma trying to think, okay, what should I mash together, you know? And we had two that Erina is like heading to a location that she doesn't even know what she's cooking, you know? And we had to it that, like, Saizumon talks to Dojima, I think the guy that's like very affiliated or almost like a best friend to Joricho, you know. We get to know that, you know, what happened to Mana after she left the mansion, as Saizumon explained to Dojima. He explains, like, the tragedy that befell the god tongues and Mana. We have to it that realizing that Saizumon realizes that he has to find a way to save both his daughter and his granddaughter because they're going to suffer the same fate, if not worse. And we have to it that he ends up making the plan of, like, we need to find it. I want Erina to be at Totsuki once and for all, okay? And etc. She's not going outside. She's staying here. And we also get to know that Saizumon says we're going to train Erina's skills to the fullest as a chef. But we also see to it that that Saizumon's son, which is Alice's father, says, hey, look, we had a custom here and there to have the Nakaris train outside, to be raised outside. But he says, I don't care about customs, okay? That's not important. I want you to gather the rocks that will help Erina's skills to shine more, you know? and we get to know that that how Hayama got involved, Ryokun, along with Megumi, Aldini brothers, and then Mito, the daughter, the head of the Mito group, and you know, some other people, etc. Pretty much most of the Pole Star dormitory, especially that girl who makes disgusting dishes but it's delicious, and you know, etc. And Yukihira was also involved to be a rock to help Erina's skills to shine as a chef, you know? And we have to it that, like, Saizumon did all this to actually save his daughter and Erina. So, overall, without a lot of confusion, Saizumon did the plan of the generation of prodigies to get the chef to help Erina to grow as a chef in terms of skills and all things together, because this is one way to actually try to save his daughter and granddaughter, so, and then he could leave the world in peace, you know? And we have to it that Erina seems to struggle, but she says, I'm the director, I'm the gut tongue, what am I doing, you know? But I'm just going to despair like my mother, what am I supposed to do? And we had to it that someone decides to try out one of Erina's sauces, says, yo, this is really boring, what are you doing? How am I supposed to be happy when I win if you look like that when you're cooking? And we have to it that Souma gets ready to cook and tells Nakiri Erina to wait, you know, because he will make sure to get her back on track, etc., which is something that he looks forward to. And we have to it that preview the next episode, which is also the finale. Yes, you heard me. Next episode is the finale, which is going to also be my final recap and my final full 100% thoughts. That's if that's the case. But we'll have to see. Not much I am going to tell you because, yeah. That aside, we have to it that the next episode, which is also the finale, as I told you, is called Food Wars. Yes, Food Wars. So, pretty much, yeah, it sucks, man. I didn't expect it to go that way, but yeah. Anyways, this episode, we get to know more. We get to know about Saiba Asahi and his mental state and why he lost, you know, etc. And as for Souma, he had his own personal flavor, and there's a lot to go. And, you know, Saizumon's plan of generation of prodigies, etc., you know. Now, yeah, I'm going to say this now every now and then, and I've been saying it throughout the last couple of episodes. Despite what happened, they did a nice adaptation, but that doesn't excuse of what really happened in terms of writing and all that in this episode, despite the writing being all over the place, being kind of terrible depending on how you look at it. And I know it's not that great, etc., especially with this arc. Oh my gosh. Okay, enough of me being a brag and telling that. I'll be sure to tell you guys my full 100% thoughts and everything all together, the overall series, once we see that finale episode. And I pray the Lord, depending on how this goes, they do a good job on it. I mean, we'll see. Depending on JC's staff, and if they've been doing the research and resources correctly, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't end off with that finale episode next week, and etc. We'll have to see. Like I said, there's a lot to talk about and to maybe say, but yeah. Anyways, looking forward to the next episode, which is also the finale. Hopefully, yeah. So until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alphazito. Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot.